I popped the perky like Motrin. They got me right back in motion. New condo right by the ocean. I've been that nigga since '06. I don't got time for no broke shit. My niggas, they pull up and smoke shit. I roll up that dope, make you choke shit. I'm young, I'm rich, and I'm focused. I got a pill in my system, I'm numb. I give her that dope dick. I don't got time for no prison. My niggas is spitting, that shit got me so sick. Pay attention who you roll with. Same nigga you used to smoke with.
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, welcome back to the first NXT from Full Sail since the WWE NXT United Kingdom special, in which we crowned a new Cruiserweight and WWE United Kingdom champion. Let's see what we have in store for action on NXT here tonight.
Now they just love when I speak. These haters don't want me to breathe.
A rare showcase here as we see one of the cruiserweight contenders here in NXT making his debut against a heavyweight contender, Adam Page being the heavyweight in this contest, and Kushida, the time splitter, looking to take it right to the Hangman as he hits him with that roaring forearm, starting off hot here in his debut match in NXT, taking him down with that gut wrench hold, and now going for the helicopter spin all over the Hangman and just disrespecting him with a slap to follow it up. And let's see what the Time Splitter has in store for us here in his first match for the WWE here in NXT. Such an influx of talent we've had lately coming here from all over for the United Kingdom Championship, for the Cruiserweight Championship. It's great to see how much talent we have here in NXT, showcasing what they got as Kushida now hitting another roaring forearm to the face of Adam Page. Now awaiting Adam Page to get back up to his feet here just to send him back into the buckle. A reversal from the Hangman as he looks for the back suplex, but the Time Splitter, Kushida, is able to reverse and connect with a bridging German suplex to Adam Page. Now lifting him back up here. Kushida carrying over Adam Page over to the corner and dropping him for that snake eyes into the buckle. And a standing moonsault to follow it up. Many regarding Adam Page as a future world heavyweight champion in our sport, and you got to think that his talents will really shine here as one member of the Elite, having teamed with the Young Bucks in the past. Now Kushida sending him to the outside. The current NXT Tag Team Champions being the Young Bucks, as now Kushida gonna rebound off the ropes and dive to the outside with a tope. Con hello to the outside, landing on Page on the outside of the ring, and now gonna look to send him into the barricade as the time splitter. Kushida now just taunting in the face of Page. Is now just asking him to get the action back inside the ring. But Kushida going to meet him on the outside with a huge diving senton to the outside. Another rope tope. Now he's going to finally sending Hangman back to the inside. And he's going to look to scout him here from the top rope as Hangman Page getting back up to his feet here. Is going to be met by Kushida on his way up. Kushida now going to look to dive down with that diving rolling cannonball senton. But Adam Page had that maneuver scouted and was able to sidestep as the time splitter was attempting that move. Now the reversal from behind on Kushida. Able to reverse it. Now another bridging German suplex, releasing Adam Page across the ring. And Adam Page ducking down now with a double leg takedown. He's going to look for the quick cover here on Kushida, but unsuccessful in getting any takedown there. Now a roaring forearm, as we have seen for the third time in this contest. Kushida utilizing that maneuver to drop Adam Page where he stands, forcing Adam Page to crumble at his base. And now Kushida potentially looking to rebound off of the ropes, got caught up and went up to the top rope, as now he is taunting and awaiting Hangman Page to return from the corner. Now he's going to catch Hangman Page coming in with a springboard front drop kick to the face, and flush connection, going to follow it up with a top rope diving moonsault from 3/4 across the ring. Now going to finish off the combination with a diving swanton bomb from the second rope. And now Kushida going to look to cover the shoulders there, but a kick out at the count of 2 from Adam Page is going to keep him in this contest once again. Kushida now fighting back, sending Adam Page back into the buckle. And Adam Page now just taunting in the face of Kushida. Is going to look to drop him over into the buckle to a seated position, and then alley-ooping him out of the corner into a powerbomb. Hangman Page now going to look to get himself back into this contest as he snapmares Kushida down to the ground and going to look to lock in that chin lock. Kushida, quick to fight out of it, is already mounting a vertical base and hitting a combination of strikes to the gut of Adam Page. Ducking underneath is Kushida now and wrenching in on that cross armbar as Adam Page in dangerous territory here. If he could just reach over one of those legs to the ropes and force the break, as Kushida wrenching away on that arm in the cross armbar. Adam Page desperate to escape this maneuver as he does so successfully. Kushida slow to get back up to his feet here, but he catches him with a step up enziguri as he does. Now Kushida just awaiting Adam Page getting back up to his feet here, but too slow to do so, as now Adam Page ducking from behind and hitting an inverted DDT on the time splitter Kushida. Now a reversal here from Kushida off the arm drag, and now a feint jab just to the face, a straight right hand from Kushida to the face of Adam Page, and Kushida now looking to go high risk with a diving moonsault off from the top rope. 1, 2, and a kick out from Adam Page at the count of 2. Kushida looking to put away Adam Page, Hangman, in this contest as he looks to go to the top rope for a diving swanton, diving down onto Adam Page from the top rope. Kushida now going to look to follow this up with the Back to the Future small package driver at the hands of Kushida. And after this combination that he has hit, you gotta wonder what Kushida is looking to finish Adam Page off with here. Getting him back up to his feet here once again. And he's going to look to lock in the hoverboard lock. Kushida wrenching in that hoverboard lock, and after that cross armbar earlier on in this contest, you got to think that he's going to wrench away on Hangman Page, looking to get the tap out submission here. But Adam Page, so resilient, trying to fight out, but look at the way that Kushida is wrenching his wrist back. Adam Page able to create some separation and roll through. Able to avoid that maneuver, but he's caught with another roaring forearm at the hands of Kushida. And catching the ropes on his way down, he is guillotined off of that middle and bottom rope. Kushida now calling Hangman Page back up for the diving senton to the outside once again. Diving over the ropes. I'm going to look to send Hangman Page back inside the ropes and get this action back inside the ring, where Kushida, I believe, has the advantage. Adam Page being more of a brawler type, whereas Kushida likes to utilize a lot of submissions. Keeping it inside the ring could benefit him here as he ducks out of the way of a lariat from behind from Adam Page. But Page is going to send him into the turnbuckle A reversal on that arm drag from Kushida. Now ducking underneath for that cross armbar once again as he wrenches back on the arm of Adam Page. Adam Page unable to find the ropes here as Kushida wrenching away on that arm. Will Adam Page have to tap out here? Look how long he's been in this hold. But Kushida releasing the hold, letting him out. And now lifting up Adam Page, but a clubbing blow to the back of Kushida. And now a lethal lariat from Adam Page will stop the time splitter right where he stands. And Hangman looking to take advantage of the situation at hand. But Kushida quick to fight back to his feet here. Now going to wrench the arm down of Adam Page that he has isolated this entire contest. And now falling back on it. A standing moonsault to follow it up at the hands of Kushida. And now he's going to look to go high risk up from the top rope again for another diving moonsault. But coming up short this time. There was no water in the pool as Kushida attempting that diving moonsault to be caught now with a fist drop coming down from Hangman Page. So traditional in his onslaught and offense here. Adam Page able to isolate the chest of Kushida, driving those elbows into the chest of Kushida, lifting him up now and just dropping Kushida from a great height is Hangman Page. Now looking to send Kushida across the ring and into the apron, catching Kushida coming in for those knees. And now Hangman Page just awaiting Kushida, looking to catch him coming in for that basement kick, but Kushida turning it into a dragon screw is able to evade. Hangman Page now slowly getting back up to his feet here. Kushida going to drop him for a shin breaker as he has isolated all the limbs of Adam Page, locking him in that cross armbar and the hoverboard lock. Now utilizing the shin breaker and the dragon screw to take advantage of Hangman Page's vulnerable state. And here quickly I was just checking the moves of Kushida as this was his debut, so I was trying to figure out what he's got. Hangman Page now looking to utilize his finisher here on Kushida, but the reversal at the hands of the time splitter. Now a Pele kick to follow it up, coming back and kicking the face of Adam Page. And Kushida now going to look to follow it up with yet another Back to the Future small package cradle driver. And now looking for the pin here on Hangman, getting the 3 count in his debut is the time splitter Kushida. And welcome to NXT. Kushida picking up a tremendous victory over a heavyweight superstar. You got to think that if Kushida is planning to transition into that heavyweight scene here in NXT, that he could do it at a moment's notice. Just gaining the weight will be the only issue. But Kushida, an ace of the New Japan Junior Division, making his debut now in NXT and setting his sights for the time being potentially on the Cruiserweight Championship. His sights are unknown, but we will see where Kushida heads out from here. Let's move on to our main event of NXT, in which we will see General Manager William Regal setting up a 6-man tag team match for our main event, putting 3 of the top teams here in NXT in contention to face the Young Bucks at the next NXT Takeover special as they compete on opposite sides of the ring from their tag team partner in 6-man tag team action, with the last 2 existing in the contest competing for the #1 contender's position at the next Takeover special. Let's move on into that match right now as we get the superstars out here.
30s with ladders of plenum. You know I got savage up in 'em. I'm trying to marry a million. Got evicted out my building.
A very interesting stipulation being instated in this contest, as we see right now on opposite sides of the ring, two tag team partners squaring off here, as Rich Swann quick to come in for that tilt-a-whirl head scissors, bringing him all the way around the world for the Matrix Revolution. And Rich Swann already just going to taunt over in the corner, and his tag team partner now, Apollo Crews, going to send him out of the buckle with a huge German suplex, potentially feeling disrespected at the hands of Rich Swann. He thought it okay to taunt over in the corner and disrespect his tag team partner like that. These two are going at it right now. And care for me to explain this contest. General Manager William Regal setting these teams on opposite sides of the ring. So as you see, Brian Kendrick and Paul London being tag team partners as part of Londrick. Inside the ring, you can see Apollo Crews and Rich Swann are tag team partners who are squaring off right now, as Rich Swann snapmaring Apollo Crews out of the ring, and now step up kick to the back of the face, and Tyson Kidd getting involved now on behalf of Apollo Crews' team. But Rich Swann quick to knock him off the apron. Tyson Kidd, of course, teaming with Teddy Hart, who is appearing on the other side of the ring. Now receiving the tag from Rich Swann is Teddy Hart, as Rich Swann not looking to do too much damage on his own tag team partner here tonight. Wise to do so. You got to think if two tag team partners are going to square off on opposite sides of the ring here tonight, they're going to want to be quick to tag out, because you don't want to harm your tag team partner before a championship defense, or a championship opportunity I should say, as Teddy Hart, quick with that super kick to Paul London, is now going to lift him up to follow up with a fireman's carry and bringing Paul London over into the buckle. But London quick to fight out with a series of elbow strikes to the face of Teddy Hart, and now a kick to the gut. Paul London going to look to get him up for a huge brainbuster, but Teddy Hart shifting his weight out and able to get out from behind, and a half-and-half suplex sending Paul London across the ring. And Brian Kendrick can only look on as his tag team partner absorbing this offense from Teddy Hart. Now looking to go up for a Frankensteiner, but it's countered by Teddy Hart into a deadlift power bomb, dropping Paul London right back down on the canvas once again. And now looking for a Canadian Destroyer, the front flip pile driver at the hands of Teddy Hart. Teddy Hart just absolutely brutalizing Paul London in this contest. And Paul London now with a reversal over in the corner is going to look to send Teddy Hart across the ring and into his friendly territory, where Teddy Hart is able to reverse that opportunity in the corner. And now Apollo Crews fighting back with a forearm strike to the face. Now Teddy Hart going to look to go to town on his own tag team partner, taking out Tyson Kidd. But all is fair in love and war when these two are on the other team. I wouldn't think I would see that from these two. The Hart Dynasty version 2. Probably the closest bond out of any team in this contest. Now Tyson Kidd frustrated at the antics of Teddy Hart earlier on with that sunset flip powerbomb to the outside. But he's going to look to get Teddy Hart back to the inside. But Teddy Hart now fighting back against Tyson Kidd. Now allow me to explain how this matchup is won. So the two remaining competitors in this contest, once there's one representative from each team, they will battle for the #1 contendership for the Young Bucks in 1 week's time. But we will see an exhibition of that contest here tonight. And if there are two remaining partners on one side, then the two that, alright, so for example, huge super kick from Brian Kendrick as he is just talking smack to Tyson Kidd. For example, if Brian Kendrick and Teddy Hart were the final two members on his team, then they would have to meet next week in singles action for the #1 contenders opportunity. That is what I was trying to get across, as Brian Kendrick quick to reverse that diamond cutter opportunity. Tyson Kidd looking to come in for that ace crusher, but he is countered by a series of strikes, including a headbutt. Tyson Kidd able to dish Brian Kendrick all the way to the outside. Rich Swann just going to look on as Tyson Kidd continuing to dissect Brian Kendrick on the outside. Now a step up insecurity is used to counter Tyson Kidd, as Brian Kendrick sending him over and into the barricade. Now a kick to the gut from Tyson Kidd as he looks to get him up for a pump handle gutbuster, dropping Brian Kendrick right across the knee of Tyson Kidd here. And Kidd looking to maintain control of Brian Kendrick here on the outside, but Brian Kendrick quick to fight out with a series of strikes to the gut. Is now going to fight back, but the referee continuing to count away here on the outside. Now being sent into Rich Swann's boots And now a reversal from Brian Kendrick. These two are still fighting here on the outside. Brian Kendrick looking to lift him up for that Fisherman Buster, dropping him head first on his head. And the referee reaching a count of 10 here. Tyson Kidd being counted out in this contest. And Teddy Hart frustrated out on the apron. But Rich Swann receiving a tag. And Paul London entering this contest for his teammate. I should also mention the timer in the top right. There is a 30-minute time limit on this contest. Whoever remains after that time limit will meet next week, depending on how many members of this contest remain once that time limit has been reached, if that is the case. But as we saw just now, Tyson Kidd being eliminated. Universe rules as every match goes. Universe rules meaning elimination in multi-man matches. Therefore, Tyson Kidd being eliminated. Now Rich Swann just talking to Teddy Hart, talking down to him as he witnessed his tag team partner being eliminated. Now going for the rolling sunset flip, going over Paul London as he attempted that powerbomb. Looking to get potentially another quick pin opportunity, but no, it's countered by Paul London and shifting his way into his cover of his own. But Rich Swann able to escape that. Now being dropped with an atomic drop by Paul London. And he's looking to come in now and send Rich Swann over into the buckle. But Rich Swann quick to fight out. You gotta think that Apollo Crews not gonna want to attack his tag team partner too much. But Paul London now hitting a dragon suplex, dropping Rich Swann right on the top of his head. Paul London now looking to go high risk, up from the top rope, going for a 450 splash, crashing down on Rich Swann. Now looking to follow it up here. Looking to hit a home run, lifting him up for a huge slam, but it is countered by Rich Swann as he was able to evade that encounter. Now Paul London with a similar type of reversal and gonna look to hook the arms and drop him face first on the ropes. Rich Swann being guillotined off of those ropes, face first on that chicken wing. And now Paul London gonna look to take advantage of Rich Swann here, dragging him over into the corner and bashing him face first into the buckle. But Rich Swann once again able to evade and kick out, or I should say kick his way out of the corner, bringing him back in for a lariat now. And the quick tag in from Rich Swann is able to make a tag to Teddy Hart. Apollo Crews now receiving a tag from Paul London as he is met with a straight right from Teddy Hart, able to knock him down immediately. Now fighting out of it is Apollo Crews, but he's sent crashing to the outside where Paul London is quickly recovering from what happened on the inside. Shouldn't say quickly, as it appears that Apollo Crews will be the first one to get back to his feet here. Teddy Hart looking to come in for that dive, but Apollo Crews wasn't back up to his feet quite yet. As Teddy Hart now lifting him back up to his feet. He's able to get him quite there. Lifting him up, sending him over for the gory bomb. And he's going to turn it into a gory bomb. Gory Buster! Flatliner! Turning that gory bomb into a Weapon X. As Teddy Hart connecting with that huge maneuver, sending Apollo Crews across the ring and connecting with that lethal leg lariat in the corner. Rich Swann distracted on the apron as he is recovering from what he has taken in this contest. Brian Kendrick with just as much motive to take Apollo Crews out of this matchup, dropping him down with a huge back suplex is the Brian Kendrick. And now quick tags in and out from Brian Kendrick and Teddy Hart as these two looking to dissect the opposition in this contest. They're not quite allowed to attack Rich Swann as he is their tag team partner, but they are allowed to do whatever they want to Apollo Crews to try and eliminate him from this contest. And Paul London, of course, being on the opposing ring apron. Now a super kick into the gut of Apollo Crews and an axe kick to follow it up from Teddy Hart is going to drop Apollo Crews right where he stands. Brian Kendrick now re-entering the ring and going to hit a knee right across the face, sending Apollo Crews spiraling out of control. You got to think that Paul London and Brian Kendrick, two men who have faced the Young Bucks before, know exactly what to expect heading into a championship opportunity such as that, given all their experience. But Apollo Crews looking to prevent exactly that as he just shows off in the middle of the ring. Now a basement dropkick to the face at the hands of Apollo Crews. Gonna look to follow it up now with an enziguri across the head of Brian Kendrick, but he was able to sidestep that and send Apollo Crews across the ring and into the buckle now. But it is countered by Apollo Crews with a strike to the face. And now Apollo Crews with a back suplex, spinning him around and dropping him right on the back of his neck. Rich Swann now, all he could do is watch on as Apollo Crews readying himself to put away Brian Kendrick in this contest here. Now a stomp on the arm at the hands of Apollo Crews. Let's see what Crews is going to be going for here as he continues to chip away at Brian Kendrick. Now rolling him up, looking for that cover, but it was a quick rope break. And now an enziguri to follow it up as both men reach their feet just in time. But Brian Kendrick quick to get that strike off. Now bringing him back for a huge leg lariat, the calf kick on that opportunity. Now ducking underneath, but he's caught with a lariat of his own. Now ducking out of the way of that kick. So many reversals here in this contest. Apollo Crews looking to lift him up for the back suplex. Can he turn this around into the power bomb at the hands of Apollo Crews? The referee distracted at the hands of Rich Swann, but Rich Swann going to want to allow this cover as Rich Swann now distracting Teddy Hart, dropping him with a quick snap suplex, and that is going to allow his tag team partner Apollo Crews to get the cover on the Brian Kendrick. Paul London unsuccessful in breaking up that pinning opportunity, and now we have a 2-on-2 match here with both members of 205 Strive still alive. And now a butterfly pile driver at the hands of Teddy Hart, able to drop Apollo Crews right in the middle of the ring. Teddy Hart looking to follow it up with a sleeper slam, but it's countered and scouted by Apollo Crews. And now Teddy Hart's the one to counter it, lifting him up for a torture rack and going to drop him right across the knees with a huge lung blower from the torture rack position. We now have in this contest 2 men from 205 Strive and one man being tagged in now from the team of Londrick. Paul London now receiving the tag at the hands of Apollo Crews, ducking out of the way of that side super kick. And one man, of course, from the Hart Dynasty being Teddy Hart. And now Paul London looking to go high risk up from the top rope, is going to dive in for that 450 once again, but he comes up short as Teddy Hart was able to move out of the way of that opportunity, now hitting a roaring forearm strike on Paul London and just scouting Paul London for yet another maneuver here, turning him around, and is going to look to turn him around for a huge pile driver, dropping Paul London right on his head. Now looking for the pin here. Rich Swann not going to break up the cover as Apollo Crews was able to do so, coming in from the outside. And now turning that powerbomb into a diamond cutter at the hands of Teddy Hart, attacking his own tag team partner here. Teddy Hart is going to look to follow it up once again with a spike pile driver, planting Paul London right in the middle of the ring, knocking both members of 205 Strive off of the apron. And Teddy Hart now looking to take this victory for his own as he eliminates Paul London, but leaving himself vulnerable with 2 other members in this contest. Now a moonsault to the outside, crashing down on Apollo Crews from the heavens. That huge moonsault crashing down from the top turnbuckle to the outside, and Teddy Hart now having the advantage over 2 men in this contest, being the 2 members of 205 Strive, one man being his partner here tonight, Rich Swann, as he rebounds Apollo Crews off of the aprons. And now Apollo Crews sending him into the buckle and sending him dishing back out into the middle as Apollo Crews just going to taunt over in the corner. Crews now scouting Teddy Hart for that lung blower coming in, but the back elbows at the hands of Teddy Hart are going to be able to be enough to get the reversal. And now a reversal at the hands of Teddy Hart. And it appears that Rich Swann has recovered after that powerbomb into the Ace Crusher at the hands of Teddy Hart. A beautiful maneuver, might I add, but it's to his own tag team partner as we see Paul London finally getting back to his feet on the outside after those 2 spike pile drivers at the hands of Teddy Hart. And now Hart going to look to dive in from the top rope, diving down for that diving DDT, but coming up short as Apollo Crews was able to get out of the way. And now Crews lifting him up, dropping him with a Samoan drop out of the power slam. And Teddy Hart now being dragged over. Teddy Hart with no one to tag in this contest. Now a gut-wrench suplex if Apollo Crews can put away Teddy Hart in this match. then it will be a surefire 205 strap versus the Young Bucks match. Come the next takeover now, a tope atomico from Apollo Crews back to the inside. But if Teddy Hart can manage to get the cover on Apollo Crews while preventing his tag team partner Rich Swann from breaking up the pin, then he will meet Rich Swann in 1 week's time with a chance for the Hart Dynasty to live on and still compete for those tag team championships. Now a kick out at the count of 1 from Teddy Hart, so resilient in this contest, not going to allow Apollo Crews to get even an inch of momentum building here. But Apollo Crews just going to wrench away at the neck in a chin lock. As I said, wrenching away at the neck of Teddy Hart. Now wait to scout Teddy Hart back to his feet, but he's met with a backhand chop and a series of strikes from Teddy Hart now. As Apollo Crews able to reverse it, dropping him down and putting him in the single leg Boston Crab. Rich Swann quick to break up that maneuver. I don't know what he was planning there, but Rich Swann now creating some separation between him and his tag team partner being Apollo Crews. Rich Swann now going to look to duck underneath the ring and grab a steel chair as the referee has been knocked out following that basement dropkick. But Teddy Hart back on the inside is going to fire up with a quick combination to Apollo Crews. And what can Teddy Hart be looking for here? Turning him around is Apollo Crews, looking to lift him up for the power slam, charging into the corner with an Oklahoma slam, and now charging out with a huge slam of his own. The action in this contest continuing to go on as all these competitors wanting that championship gold here in NXT so desperately. Now diving down is Apollo Crews off of the second rope with a huge missile dropkick to Teddy Hart, hitting the mark exactly where he wanted it. Now Apollo Crews looking for that basement kick to the back, looking to disrespect Teddy Hart, but Teddy Hart now dropping him with that huge spike pile driver that put away Paul London in this contest. Now Rich Swann gonna get involved in this contest and break up the pin that Teddy Hart was looking to put away Apollo Crews with. Teddy Hart believing that he had this match in the bag, but Rich Swann, the partner of Apollo Crews, quick to break up that pinfall. And now a kick out from Teddy Hart once again in this contest is going to keep him alive and keep his chances of keeping his team going towards the next takeover event in an effort to meet the Young Bucks for the tag team championships. And what an opportunity for either of these teams here tonight if they are able to pull that off. Now Apollo Crews looking to lift Teddy Hart up in the inverted DDT, deadlifting him up from the ground. And now going to look to take advantage of a prone Teddy Hart, lifting him up for the powerbomb, but it's reversed into a sunset flip. Now looking for the pinfall here on Apollo Crews, but it is countered. Quick to get out of that is Apollo Crews, but he's caught from behind for the spike pile driver for a fourth time in this contest. Teddy Hart going to look to remove Apollo Crews from the ropes. And now a springboard slingshot corkscrew as Rich Swann, now distracted by the hands of the crowd. Rich Swann turning around and not seeing the pinfall at the hands of Teddy Hart. And Teddy Hart picking up the victory over Apollo Crews. And that means, that means that Apollo Crews unsuccessful here tonight. However, Rich Swann surviving in this contest will meet Teddy Hart in a singles match next week. Tonight they were partners. Next week Teddy Hart will meet Rich Swann in our main event of NXT to see who the tag team champions will face at the next takeover special. That was it for this week of NXT. Thank you for joining me, and tune in for Hell in a Cell pay-per-view this weekend, hosted by SmackDown Live, as we see Adrian Neville take on Aleister Black in a Hell in a Cell match. Be there this weekend, and thank you for joining me.